AEW announced QTV for the Casino Battle Royal. AEW then released this picture right here, hyping the Casino Battle Royal, but did not include QTV. AEW then only seemingly realised their massive whoopsie a day or two before Double or Nothing was set to take place. So then, AEW had Harley Cameron do a hastily arranged social media video saying, whoopsie, Powerhouse Hobbs is withdrawn from the match for no reason whatsoever, and in solidarity, the rest of QTV are doing the same thing. I mean, who the hell's complaining? It's QTV not on that match. QTV not on a pay-per-view. QTV are the worst thing since. Well, we might as well go into the next one, won't we? Gangster Tony Khan. That's it. That's the next WTF moment. Not even a solitary grain of cocaine in sight either, surely, without those massive mountains to do those massive rails. Tony Khan is as gangster as that thing right there. Go and watch any AEW press conferences where bare AEW wrestlers walk all over Tony Khan and you tell me that's gangster. If he was gangster, he'd be popping caps in bare arses. I'm a gangster. Professional wrestlers all over the world, if you're gonna wear grey tights down to the ring, don't then make the gooch of your grey tights a darker grey, making it look like you've wet yourself. That's not Keith Lee right there. We're gonna have to call him right there Keith Wee. And I just love the fact that Sabu has clearly read the contract for his role at Double or Nothing 2023. He has read special guest enforcer and taken that as angry dad at Thanksgiving dinner who hates the turkey, so he puts it through a damn table. And I guess a secondary WTF moment coming from the fact that Adam Cole is best friends with Sabu through utter delusion here in 2023 is the Jericho Appreciation Society, all of them, more than one man, running away from Sabu in a suit, a restricting moving suit in the year 2023. There's one thing doing that in 1996, but in 2023, come on man, I can take down Sabu using this thing. Now I can see what they were trying to do here, but AEW ending an unsanctioned match on one of their cards where, and I quote, AEW is not liable for any of the injuries that might happen in this match, with the referee going, whoa boys, that's too much fighting. Let's go to the naughty step now for a 10-minute cool-down period is just all kinds of wrong. This ending would work in just about any other match stipulation AEW do, but in an unsanctioned match where the company isn't liable for any damage caused to either Chris Jericho or Adam Cole, get out of it. Cash Wheeler there, really putting the F into a WTF moment when he was helping Ricky Starks backstage. If you saw it, you know what I'm talking about. If you didn't, he said, "Fuck." Arn Anderson bit a dinosaur in the thumb and made it bleed. Wardlow's favourite wrestler when he was growing up was Jeffrey Nero Hardy. This much we know. So Wardlow saw Jeff Hardy at WrestleMania 2000, WrestleMania 34, Jeff Hardy heading down for his morning coffee last Tuesday, and Wardlow thought to himself, you know what? I want some of that murdering myself, all for me. I need a new gimmick, said our friend Wardlow, because he went up to the top of the ladder, did that thing really impressively, so much so that we must now call him Wardlow, me arsehole. And then we see Max Caster saying, and Buddy Axel ominous when he's getting cooked by a kid named Dominic, and I don't know what's more egregious, everybody. It's either AEW referencing WWE kayfabe on their pay-per-views, or it's Max Caster trying to rhyme ominous with Dominic. DJ, spin this you-know-what. Max Caster, you think that you're a lyrical master when in fact you're nothing more than a rapping disaster. You try to think of a word that rhymes with Dominic, that's tough poo, I think you need a colonic. Doing dem rhymes, well it's really easy, while referencing the other lot, that's just cheesy. Word life, everybody, up the mother bleepers, daddy ass, suck me hairy chebs. And then to make things worse, everybody, and I cannot believe we're saying the same thing after having a few House of Black rules matches right now in AEW, why is everybody doing the same thing? They literally give you one rule to make up by yourself and nobody's using it properly. The dealer's choice rule means the opponents of the House of Black can choose any rule they want, and in this match the Acclaimed said bollocks to that, we don't even need it. What are you doing, lads? Tie one hand behind their back, just say anyone called Roger can represent the House of Black, you're guaranteed a win. How long are we going to go on with this bollocks before somebody does the right thing and cheats? Come on con-man. To steal a phrase from the Cultaholic Wrestling podcast, Kris Statlander. If you watch the podcast, you know what I'm talking about here. As we all know, Kris Statlander used to be an alien, and we haven't seen her in so long, I thought that was a bloody ghost. But then another WTF moment slapped us right in the chops, because for the first time in professional wrestling history, any professional wrestling manager said their champion would defend their title any place, any time. We saw last night with Jade Cargill that actually bloody happened. After going through her most competitive match to date in AEW, immediately Jade Cargill was defending her title once again, and you know what? After 60 straight wins, it bit her on the arse. Thank you, Mark Sterling, you brainy boy. And now a huge congratulations to Sammy Guevara and Ty Conti, who announced a shoot pregnancy out of nowhere. And now with all the niceties out the way, I can tell you that when that sweet baby child is finally born, it'll finally be the only babyface thing relating to Sammy Guevara whatsoever. His booking leading up to that Pillars match at Double or Nothing, which is obviously the most important thing right now, because we are talking about the great sport of professional wrestling and nothing else matters whatsoever. But his booking in AEW turning him face out of nowhere, it was arse backwards and all kinds of WTF. So MJF is getting married in Las Vegas, and when his bride is supposed to walk in through the door, she doesn't appear because Darby Allin appears, because he apparently has disposed of MJF's bride-to-be. Darby then gives Elvis Presley, you know, the king of rock and roll, his skateboard to do some sick tricks on, while Darby Allin murders MJF with his bare hands. Then, after murdering MJF with his bare hands, Darby Allin and the king of rock and roll, Elvis Presley, they take MJF's dead body, put it in the back of a Prius, and then dispose of it. Wrestling. And this is potentially the biggest WTF moment of the night. There was no Jungle Mother, no Jungle Sister, I think she is, at this match, where Jungle Boy, he is challenging for the AEW World title. All the matches those two have been at, supporting their boy in his corner over the barricade, but you know what I'm saying, and this is the one they choose to miss. What on earth are they doing? He literally could have left as the king of the jungle, the king of the swingers, the jungle VIP, but they weren't there to see it. Where's the faith, jungle people? What are these sentences I'm saying? Now, earlier in the night, we saw Max Caster asking the question, how does Malachi Black get away with doing blackface? And I think that question should be directed at that whopper right there. And before you say, Ross, that's a mask, half of that face is painted, and it's a terrible look. It's a massive WTF moment to see any referee bleed in a professional wrestling matchup, but in this instance right here, and I can't help but laugh, I like to see it as Rick Knox paying for his WTF moments. In every single AEW tag team match he has refereed since AEW began. Learn the rules, you prick! Can you hear that? Can you hear that, everybody? It's late noughties pop sensation Jordan Sparks shouting to Matt Jackson, I want my gimmick back. But the main question we have to be asking here, everybody, is where on earth were these pyrotechnics in that exploding barbed wire death match? Matt Jackson kicks a man in the head while wearing Jordans with explosives in them. Where else are you going to see this kind of unadulterated bollocks? Well, maybe with those two there, but outside of those two things, where are you going to see this? Nowhere! And we should have seen this coming, everybody, because we have seen Don Callis hanging around Takeshita like Philip Schofield does. But it was still a huge WTF moment to see Takeshita in the ring, hoofing Kenny Omega in the face, and seemingly, I don't know, it might change on Wednesday, but seemingly there's a chance that Don Callis and Takeshita are now going to join the BCC. And it's just one question, isn't it? There's one question at the top of my mind. How can Don Callis be so powerful? Takeshita was so pure. Isn't that what the kids say? He was so pure. And I leave you with this. Wheeler Yuta pinned Kenny Omega in the main event of an AEW pay-per-view.